the casting director of that film. So I'm very, very deeply involved with the book. And we had Nasiruddin Shah, Om Puri, and of course Roshan Seth played the lead in it, and also Suni Razdan, that's Mahesh Bhatt's wife, who played Dil Nawaz, that is in the book. Certain passages have been marked out for me, which I will read to you, but if you find that they are not adequate and are not right, then please tell me and I will stop and perhaps proceed to read from another passage. The hour was approaching 6, and up in the compound's solitary tree, the sparrows began to call. Gustave listened to their chirping every morning while reciting his Kafki prayers. There was something reassuring about it. Always the sparrows were first. The cawing of crows came later. From a few flats away, the metallic clatter of pots and pans began nibbling at the edges of stillness. The bhaiya sat on his haunches beside the tall aluminium cans and dispensed milk into the vessels of housewives. His little measure, with its long hooked handle, dipped into the container and emerged rapidly, with scarcely a trip. After each customer was served, he let the dipper hang in the milk can, adjusted his dhoti, and rubbed his bare knees while waiting to be paid. Flakes of dry, dead skin fell from his fingers. The women blenched with disgust, but the tranquil hour and early light preserved the peace. Gustave Noble eased his prayer cap slightly away from the white forehead with its numerous lines until it settled comfortably on his grey-white hair. The black velvet of the top contrasted starkly with his thinner sideburns, but his thick, groomed moustache was just as black and velvety. Tall and broad-shouldered, Gustave was the envy and admiration of friends and relatives whenever health and sickness was being discussed. For a man swimming the tide water of his 5th decade of life, they said he looked so solid. Especially for one who had suffered a serious accident just a few years ago, and even that left him with nothing braver than a slight limp. His wife hated this kind of talk. Such would, Dil Nawaz would say to herself, and look around for a suitable table or chair to make surreptitious contact with her fingers. But Gustave did not mind telling about his accident, about the day he had risked his own life to save his eldest son. Over the busy clatter of milk counter, he heard a speech. Moi, thief, in the hands of the police only we should put you. When they break your arms, we will see how you add water. The voice was Miss Kutputia's, and the peace of dawn reluctantly made way for a frenetic new day. Now this establishes the opening of the book and the ambiance of the Parsi household. I go on to read. Long before the sun had risen that morning, before it was time to pray, Gustave had been waiting anxiously for the Times of India. It was pitch dark outside, but he did not switch on the light, for the darkness made everything seem clear and well ordered. He caressed the arms of the chair he sat in, thinking of the decades since his grandfather had lovingly crafted it in his furniture workshop, and his black desk. Gustave remembered the sign on the store. He could see it even now, clearly as though it is a photograph before my eyes. Noble and Sons, makers of fine furniture. And I also remember the time I saw the sign, too young to read the words, but not to recognize the pictures that danced around the words. A glass-fronted cabinet with gleaming cherry-colored wood, an enormous four-postered canopy bed, chairs with dark carved backs and splendidly proportioned cabriolets, a profoundly dignified black desk, all of it like the furniture in my childhood house. Some of it now here in my house, saved from the clutches of bankruptcy, the word cold as a chisel, the cruel sound, the sharp and relentless as the metal cleats on the bailiff's shoes, the cleats that sounded their malicious clatter on the stone tiles. Bastard bailiff seized whatever he could get his filthy hands on. My poor father lost everything, except the few pieces I rescued, with Malcolm's help in the old van. The bailiff never found out. What a good friend was Malcolm Saldana. Sad, he and I did not keep in touch. A true friend, like Major Billimoria used to be. The last name made Gustav shake his head. That bloody Billimoria. After the shameless way he behaved, he had a nerve writing now to ask for a favor, as if nothing had happened. He could wait till his dying day for a reply. Gustav pushed the Major's audacious letter out of his mind. It threatened to disrupt the well-ordered darkness. Once again, the furniture from his childhood gathered comfortingly around him. The pieces stood like parentheses around his entire life, sentinels of his sanity. He heard the metal slap of the mail slot lift and almost simultaneously discerned the white outline of the newspaper as it slid into the room. Still he sat unmoving. Let the man pass. No need for him to know I'm waiting. Why he did this, he could not say. When the bicycle pedaled away, all was quiet again. Gustav switched on the lights and put on his glasses. He ignored the grim headlines about Pakistan, barely glanced at the half-naked mother weeping with a dead child in her arms. The photo caption, which he did not stop to read because the picture looked the same as the other that had appeared regularly in the past few weeks, was about soldiers using Bengali babies for bayonet practice. He turned to the inside page, the one which listed the Indian Institute of Technology's entrance exam results. He laid the page flat on the dining table. From the sideboard, he fetched a little piece of paper with Sohrab's roll number, checked, and went to wake Dilnawaz. Come, get up. You've got admission. He stroked her shoulder. There was affection and impatience, also some guilt. That letter, he had hidden Major Billimoria's letter from her. Busily at the grain, chucking contentedly. Roshan was fascinated by the bird and its movements. She imagined the chicken as a pet. It would be like a dog story in her English reader. She could take it out in the compound for a walk, holding the bristly foyer cord like a leash, or it could perch on her shoulder like a picture in a reader of a green parrot with a boy. She was still dreaming in the kitchen when Darius and Sohrab came to inspect the chicken. Darius put rice on his palm. The chicken ate from his hand. Show off, said Sohrab, stroking his swing. Does the beak hurt? asked Roshan. No, just tickles a little, Darius answered. Now Roshan wanted to pet it too and reached out gingerly, but the chicken was suddenly nervous again. It flapped its wings, evacuated its bowel, and retreated. It's a kitty! Exclaimed Roshan. Dilnawaz's sorely tried patience ran out. See that mess? Everywhere mess. In the kitchen, you silly chicken makes a mess. And in the front room, all your books and newspapers, and blackout paper over the windows and ventilators, dust and dirt and mess everywhere. I am fed up. Yes, Dilno, darling, I know, said Gustav. Sohrab and I will make that bookcase one of these days. Then all the books and papers will fit nicely. Okay, Sohrab? Sure, said Sohrab. She looked at them. Bookcase is all very fine, but if you think I'm going to clean that chichi, you are making a mistake. By the time Saturday morning comes, there'll be a lot more, said Gustav. Don't worry, I will clean. He took it in his stride, but it was a definite miscalculation. In his childhood home, there were servants to clean up after the flock. Sohrab calmed the chicken, holding down its wings, and invited his sister to pet it. Come on, it won't hurt you. Look at that, said Gustav, very pleased. You would think he had been handling chickens all his life. Look at the expert way he holds it. I'm telling you, our son will do wonderfully at IIT. He will be the best engineer ever to graduate from there. Sohrab released the bird, dashed onto the table, its movements making the roughly braided foyer twist come alive. Right like a thin, straying snake. Stop it, he said to his father, clenching his teeth. How does a chicken have anything to do with engineering? Bob was taken aback. Why are you getting so upset with just a little joke? Not just a little joke, said Sohrab, becoming louder. Ever since the exam results came, you are driving me crazy with your talk of IIT.